Hey friends, thanks for stopping in. This video is same content as the other one, it's just shorter, so if you're just dipping your toes into the house buying water or you have a short attention span like myself, this is for you. All the content, just faster. So we are going to cover what you need to know about preparing to buy a house with your credit score, what a debt to income ratio is, how much savings you actually need, the different loan types, and then what some smart buyers do. So credit scores go from 350 to 850. Below 580, you won't qualify for a loan yet, but you can do some things that are listed here to improve that score. If you want to check your credit report and everything that goes into your score and see your real score, there's a website for that. Just message me and I can let you know what the official website is to see your real score for free. Above 580, you can still get an FHA loan. Above 620, you'll qualify for all the loan types, and above 720 or 740 even, you might get a little benefit on your interest rate for having such a good score. And as well, on the last page, things that you don't want to do is miss a payment. Missing a payment will really affect your credit score. Keep your revolving credit, all those credit cards, to about 30% of the loan balance. So if it's $1,000 on that's the max that you can borrow on the credit card, you want to be putting around $100 to $300 on that per month to show good but not over usage. You want to show that you're responsible with your credit card, that with the credit that you now have, that will drive your credit score up. And don't open a lot of accounts right before you want to buy a house. So don't finance a car, furniture, jewelry, open more credit cards, anything else like that. Don't even finance, well, you might be able to finance, don't finance vacations or planes. Don't finance anything right before you buy a house. Debt to income. Income is your gross income for the month on average, and the debt is anything consumer debt. This can be car, student loans, credit cards. All of that is divided by how much you make in a month, and the max that the house alone, including taxes and insurance, as well as the mortgage payment, it can only be 34% of your 34% of your income for the month, and the total, including your consumer debt, can only be about 50%, depending on which loan type. Some of those loan types are a little bit more lenient, have more leniency, but conventional is right there. Let me know if you have questions about what income will qualify, but mostly, if it's not consistent, it has to be a 2-year average. This is why you want to keep your other loans low so you can afford more house if necessary. And if you can cancel it, like that last bullet point says there, even if you don't want to, then it's not included as debt. Saving up for a conventional mortgage, you only need 3 if you're a first-time home buyer, or if you haven't if you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, you're counted as a first-time home buyer in many cases. Some states have programs that will let you buy with 3% down as well if you're below a certain income limit, but 5% down for the normal mortgage, conventional mortgage for a primary home, 3.5% for an FHA. You have to get 20% to have no mortgage insurance, but often it is worth it to pay mortgage insurance if you want to not wait for another 2 or 4 years, saving up that extra $20 to $40 or $80,000 before you buy a home. You could be in the house and saving that up, or building equity in the house already, instead of waiting to buy for prices to go up. And you can get seller concessions if the house is not being hotly bid on. Sometimes this can really help out with the down payment or the closing costs. Closing costs, of course, are the taxes, the title fees, lender fees, and some prepaids like homeowners insurance. Or you could also buy down interest points, which gives you could save you money across the life of the loan. If you're buying in a rural area, a USDA loan could be a great option to get in with 0% down. For both of those options, 0% doesn't mean no money, because you still have to pay the closing costs unless you get them covered by seller concessions. You can get a gift, which would help out with down payment or closing costs. The different loan types, conventional, like I already said, 3, the 5% down is what's required there. Sellers like that sometimes more. FHA, you can use that on a 1 to 4 unit property, which is great for a first time investor as well. That's what my wife and I did to begin with. The PMI stays on for the life of the loan, but could be worth it depending on your situation. And you can only have one at a time. So it's not a first time home buyer only loan, even though it is helpful for them because of the lower credit score, but you can't have a second of that loan type if you hold the house as a rental or something like that. VA loans, great for our military members. You can only be on title or on the loan with, you can only be on title or the loan with a spouse, not girlfriend, boyfriend, or parents or friends. You have, unless they're a vet as well. It has to be your primary residence. The USDA, you can't use that in large population areas or cities, and there is an income cap depending on where you are located. So what some smart buyers do is talk with people who have been there before, who know what's going on. Real estate agents, good ones that care about you, mortgage lenders like myself or other investors or your CPA, they can advise you on and make the process a lot smoother when you're buying a home. House hacking just means you're renting out other rooms or other units in the building to help cover your mortgage cost. That's what my wife and I did to begin with. Great way to get involved for less monthly. And there's some tax strategies like selling a house every 2 years after you've lived in it so you don't have to pay taxes on the appreciation, or buying in a bad neighborhood. Buying the worst house in a good neighborhood so that you can fix it up a little and then it appreciates to all the houses around it and puts more money in your pocket. This is my contact info. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help out. Thanks guys. Talk to you soon.